In this week's episode of First Time Mums Chat, I decided to do something a little different. In a recent podcast episode, I spoke with eco-home chartered architect Jane Leach. Before our interview, the topic of baby massage came up. Since this is what I do, and Jane explained that this was an important part of her daily routine when she was raising her son. So I thought it would be an excellent opportunity for you to hear from a mum who practiced baby massage techniques from a very early age. Jane and I talk about her experiences and how it helped her little one sleep better. I'm Helen Thompson and welcome to First Time Mums Chat. I'm a childcare educator and baby massage instructor. I know that being a parent for the first time is challenging and changes your life in every way imaginable. To help ease your transition into parenthood, I aim to offer supportive, holistic approaches and insights for mums of babies aged mainly from 4 weeks to 10 months old. My goal is to assist you to become the most confident parent you can and smooth out the bumps along the way. This podcast is brought to you by My Baby Massage. To find out how baby massage can help you to increase your confidence and feel more connected with your baby, check out My Baby Massage introduction video at mybabymassage.net/intro. Let's do this together. This podcast is for informational purposes only and does not constitute medical advice. Please contact a medical practitioner if you are concerned or have any medical issues. Hello Jane, it's great to be chatting with you again. I so enjoyed talking with you when we put together episode 64, Homes for Mums, Designing a Home for Eco-Conscious Families. I'm looking forward to finding out how you incorporated baby massage into your son's routine and what your experiences were.
Thank you, Helen. It's really a pleasure to speak with you. And yeah, baby massage is something that I just really loved to do.
So I thought I'd ask you, first of all, why did you choose to do baby massage with your young baby?
I think there's a combination of factors by why I started it. My mum was a midwife, so I think that is really where I became aware of baby massage. She actually trained as a baby massage teacher as part of her job as a community midwife. Mm-hmm. So she would teach breastfeeding as well as other sorts of support for mums pre-antenatal and postnatal. So she was actually there at my birth as well. She was there in the room with me. She wasn't my midwife, but she was there to support me. And so I'm familiar with the idea of baby massage as a thing, but she didn't teach me how to do baby massage because although she trained in it in order to teach mums, she never actually got the opportunity to do it in her job.
Oh, that's a shame.
It was a shame. And so because she'd done the training, but it'd been so many years, she's been retired for a while now, and she'd been retired for a while at the point that I had my son. So she didn't really feel confident about being able to teach me how to baby massage because it'd been such a long time.
Yeah, I can understand that.
Yeah, but she was supportive of me doing it, and when we talked about it, she agreed with me that it could be a good idea. I wanted to do something that I felt would be pleasurable for my baby and be a good bonding experience for us. I was desperate for him to sleep better.
Yes, and did that help? Did you find that helped?
Definitely. It definitely helped with sleep. He had reflux quite badly as a baby. So when he was born, he was in the higher sort of 90th percentile size-wise. He was huge. I can't remember the exact weight. 9'10".
All right, okay.
So he was a big bonny baby with huge fists. He came out looking like a boxer. And yeah, but he didn't put weight on and just stayed the same for a long time and gradually slipped right down the percentiles and wasn't doing what he should have been doing, because he was feeding well, but he was regurgitating. It was all coming back up again very quickly. And so that was a big issue, the reflux. And I think that through the night was a big issue as well. And I don't know if the baby massage helped specifically with the reflux. It's hard to say which one thing was the thing that helped. But I'm sure that it helped him feel more comfortable, and he definitely slept better. It was noticeable, the difference. So what I did was I did the baby massage as part of his bedtime routine, and it was pre-COVID. 6 years
well, that
ago.
makes a big difference.
It's hard to remember that time, but we would travel and visit friends and relatives and stay in different places. And so that was my way of maintaining a routine for him that was familiar and helping him to settle. And I also was conscious of not necessarily wanting to give him a bath every night, giving him a wash, keeping him clean, but not wanting to necessarily bathe him all the time. So I felt like instead of having a bedtime routine that incorporated bath time, I decided to use massage instead.
I think that's good for a bedtime routine, I think.
Yeah, I think it was soothing for him. I think he became familiar with the idea that the massage was the precursor to going to sleep. And regardless of where we were, I could find a quiet corner, lay out a mat, give him a massage. I used coconut oil, and then I would massage him. And also I went to classes for baby yoga as well. So I'd do a little bit of baby yoga with him as well, and then get him ready for bed. And if we were out and there actually wasn't able to be in bed, I carried him a lot. So I put him in his sling, and he'd sleep and he'd be really, really content.
And was there any particular strokes that you found really useful, that you learned particularly good for sleep?
I don't know. I think that maybe gently stroking around his face seemed to soothe him quite a lot in terms of sleep. I developed a kind of a routine, like a song type of thing.
When I teach baby massage, I always encourage parents to do songs, because I think it's a really important thing for their social skills. It's really important for their language. It helps with their development, and you can see their face smiling at you and engaging with you while you're singing with them, and it can be a really fun, as you say, bonding experience.
He definitely enjoyed it, and it was noticeable when there would be some times when I wasn't able to do it, and that wasn't very many times, but there were the odd occasion when I wasn't able to massage him before bed for one reason or another. It was noticeable how much more he would wake during the night. He would be much less well settled, and the next morning he would be more grouchy as well, I suppose, because he was more tired. It really made a noticeable difference, because it was such a daily regular thing that I did. The days that I didn't do it really stuck out. It was obvious.
Interesting. Yeah, so that shows that how it does help with sleep. That's good to hear from a mum who's done that, because so many people ask me, how does baby massage help with sleep? And I explain to them it's all about melatonin and all that stuff. But it's actually nice to hear from a mum that it does actually work.
I don't know all the reasons. I didn't know it had anything to do with melatonin or anything like that. All the science stuff I don't know about.
I've only learned the science stuff because I always share that with mums when I talk to them about when I do a class. As a mum who's first coming to baby massage, is there any particular part that you would recommend?
Well, one thing I noticed is that he never had any digestion problems, and so he never had any constipation. I know certain friends of mine had these very dramatic nappy explosion.
Yes, I've had that one. Yes,
and he never had that. He was always very regular and quite sort of manageable. from that point of view. And I think that the massaging around his intestines, that little hand movement, that's one thing that I did just over his tummy with the heel of my hand around his belly button, I think, and then just gently going around. And I suspect, although I don't know, no evidence for it, but I suspect that really helped him to stay regular and and not have those extremes of constipation or crazy nappy explosion. He never had any of those at all.
Yeah, because if you massage, as you say, with the heel of your hands clockwise direction, I don't know if you know the science behind it, but you're actually helping your baby to get rid of all that trapped wind that's maybe in there, whether they have it or not. You're releasing all those little trapped air bubbles that are inside the baby's tummy. So it's interesting that you said that worked for you, because it also helps with things like colic. It could be because you did massage around the tummy area and it helped to relieve all that trapped wind and stuff, so he didn't have that constipation or colic.
No, that we never had any of those issues. The only issue he had was the reflux, and I don't know to what extent the baby massage helped with that. We did use Gaviscon, which I wasn't keen on medicating him. And then we also had another medication because Gaviscon didn't work so well. He was prescribed another thing. I can't remember what it was called. But what I actually found was holding him upright after feed for at least 10 minutes, but maybe 15 to 20 minutes better before lying him down. And that was a bit of a pain at night time, because I would have to sit up with him. But that allowed us to then come off the medication, and he was fine. I prefer to be less medicated, so obviously if it's necessary, I wouldn't say don't take medication, but that's my sort of preference, is to try to find alternatives to medication as much as I can. So holding vertically and possibly the massage as well helped with him being able to digest and not have the reflux as badly. It was probably maybe about 4 or 5 months where I hadn't figured it out, the holding him upright. Nobody had advised me about that. So that discovery of holding him upright really did seem to make the biggest difference. And then I'm sure other things in combination will have helped as well.
You did yoga with your baby. I do incorporate this in my colic sequence with mums sometimes if they say that they're really struggling.
To be honest, the yoga class that I went to, it was as much about us as mums doing yoga, gentle yoga, and then kind of engaging with our children at the same time, so that the babies were kind of on a cushion in front of us, and we were doing yoga poses and then doing songs and certain yoga kind of manipulations with them. So there was a bit of baby yoga and a bit of mum yoga. Yes, it was lovely. I really, really enjoyed it, and I stayed for as long as I possibly could.
Oh, that's good.
Until I was kicked out.
Oh, why were you kicked out?
I was kicked out because he got to the point where he was crawling, so he was getting quite active, and he was really interested in my nose. There was a little phase where he was really interested in my nose, and he stuck his little finger up my nose and dug his nail.
That would have been quite painful for you.
Really painful, but also it caused a lot of blood.
Oh no!
If you can imagine, it was a bit of a gory yoga instant, and at the end of that.
These things happen. I only teach baby massage up until the crawling, just for that very reason. Your son is now 6 years old. Do you ever massage him still?
I don't give him a full massage, but sometimes what I used to do when I started the massage, I would squeeze gentle squeezes down his arms and down his legs. That's the very first thing that I would do, that I remember. And so sometimes at bedtime now, when he's struggling to settle and he's still full of energy and wanting to tell me stories and doesn't want to settle down, he just wants to jump and bounce on his bed.
Like kids do.
Yeah, then sometimes I'll just do those gentle squeezes down his arms and his legs, and I'll say to him, you know, when you were a baby, I used to do baby massage with you, and I used to do this often. He's quite interested to hear about what it was like when he was a baby, but also he does seem to respond to that. I don't do much more than that, but that does seem to maybe trigger some memory or something, I don't know. But I did massage him till quite late, like maybe 2, something like that.
I always say you can always add, when you massage, when they're lying on their back, you can always have fun with them and make a pizza or play with the weather and make it stormy. I mean, there's so many things you can do when they get older, which I'm sure you did when he was a toddler.
I wish I'd had you as a baby massage teacher, because that sounds really fun. I did go to a baby massage class, and I really just learned sort of some basic things and then put them into a kind of routine so that I would remember it, and then repeated that. I didn't play around with it too much because I wasn't really that confident about it. I didn't really learn that many techniques, and I just went to a very short course. So it would have been really nice to have learnt more and different ideas of stories and songs to be able to incorporate. I think that would have been really fun. I didn't really do that much. It would have been nice to have done more.
I think because I come from a childcare background, I incorporate a lot of the childcare songs that I've learnt and done throughout my life into baby massage. So maybe I do it slightly differently. And I recently trained with a company from the UK who actually incorporate a lot more songs. So I've added more to my classes, and that's why I like doing them on Zoom. I can add more and explain it more to parents and take my time more to do it. If you were a mum again, are there any tips that you would give to a mum that would be beneficial to them for baby massage?
Well, definitely do it. Definitely do try it. But I did it, and because I was doing it when we were at friends and families' homes in the evening when we were visiting, and so seeing me do it with my baby inspired friends and family to
that's great.
With their babies as well. Yeah. And they reported that they were really pleased to have tried it. So definitely give it a go, definitely. And I think the only really main things are for it to be warm enough.
Yes, that's a very good key. Yeah, because if you're not in a warm, relaxing environment, you can get cold, so you're frustrated, and your baby can get cold and they're frustrated, so you both pick up each other's energy.
Yeah, it's not always the warmest, and everybody keeps their homes at different temperatures. You tend to do it on the floor, and sometimes you can feel a bit more of a draft at the floor as well. So if your baby is naked on the floor and it's a bit of a draft, then that, I would say, something to look out for. That would be the key thing. Because if you're warm and relaxed, I think that touch, that human touch is just really important as well. And babies seem to enjoy it. Well, my son loved it. I think it really helped him.
Oh, well, that's good to hear. So, well, thank you for sharing about baby massage. I appreciate it. It's really lovely to hear how mums really, really enjoy it, because I think it's something that a lot of mums don't know very much about. And hearing it from you, who's actually experienced it, and knowing that your baby loved it. I'm pleased to hear that you feel that baby massage was a positive influence on your son during those initial years of his life. It sounds like you had a good daily routine going there, and it particularly benefited you when it came to his sleep patterns. I love talking about how baby massage can help both baby and their parents, and it's always great to hear mums sharing their experiences. Thank you so much, Jane, for sharing your experiences with my audience.
You're welcome, Helen. It was really lovely to chat with you.
My aim with this podcast and my baby massage teaching is to help you with your parenting journey. I encourage you to check out my baby massage introduction video, where you will hear about the many wonderful ways that baby massage can help both you and your baby, and how it can help build a magical bond. Just go to mybabymassage.net/introduction to get started.